So before we address that, let's get to know the Joy Classmate 10 a little bit better. Or if you just want to skip to the accident, you can get right to the chapter with the timestamps. So without further ado, let's get started. As the name Joy Classmate 10 might suggest, it is a relatively simple laptop designed to be a study mate. And the hardware kinda shows, with a dual-core Intel Celeron processor and 4020 with Intel UHD graphics, which means it is powerful enough for office productivity and not much more. That's paired up with 4GB of RAM, as well as a 256GB SATA SSD and 128GB of eMMC storage. The display is a rather standard 11.6-inch HD display that we believe is a TN panel due to it looking rather dull, but hey, when is schoolwork not dull, am I right? Above the display, you can see the 1MP webcam. Some might scoff at the resolution, but it will suffice for your video conferencing needs. It is also quite unique in the way that it can be flipped 180 degrees to show off what's behind your laptop as well. I/O-wise, Joy has been rather generous for a laptop of this caliber. There are 2 USB-A ports, 1 USB-C port, 1 headphone jack, a full-sized HDMI port, and a micro SD card slot. No RJ45 LAN, but it does have built-in Wi-Fi 5 and Bluetooth 4.2, which should be enough for most users anyway. Moving on, we take a look at the keyboard. Most of the keyboard is pretty standard, but it has an odd ISO layout which is different from the ANSI or US layout most of us are accustomed to here. The alphabet keys aren't affected, but you do have a shorter left shift with the backslash key there and a rather oddly shaped enter key. More on that later though. And that's about it for the overview and specifications of the Joy Classmate 10. For more information, you can check out the official landing page, which we have linked down in the description below. And now let's talk about the user experience. When we discuss the user experience of this laptop, we will definitely have to look at it from a student's point of view. I mean, the name classmate should have you understand that much, right? So let's simulate the current situation that students are facing. You need a class to attend, productivity software like Microsoft Office, Google Docs, or if you're particularly adventurous, the open source LibreOffice, and of course, a cup of coffee bank to stay awake. The experience of using the Joy Classmate 10 in general is pretty acceptable. You can definitely expect it to run smoothly and handle any class well on just about any platform out there. The small screen can still provide a decent experience, and the speaker is actually good enough to hear the presenters quite clearly. That of course heavily depends on your choice of presenter though. We also tried out the 1MP camera, and for those who are concerned about privacy, there's a little LED that lights up beside the camera to indicate that it is active. As you can see, our video guy here is already looking quite bored from the introductory class, but that's no fault of the laptop. Well, we did say that coffee will help you stay awake, but it won't help you stay interested in your lessons. We then kicked off a company meeting so he can pay more attention since our boss Super Daddy is here. And you also get a chance to hear how the laptop sounds like.
Mascot, we can probably expect the XPGD50 Asus Blizzard Limited Edition to be China exclusive, for better or worse.
I guess it is acceptable for most intents and purposes. And hey, would you like to join an online class from PokdeLIVE University? How's the experience like, you ask? Well, it's just like a classroom. It's gonna be dry. Like my joke. Haha. My main complaint with the Joy Classmate 10 is probably its ISO keyboard. We can always get used to it, and in fact over 3 1-minute typing test runs, we managed to get a better score each time. I guess you can always get used to this stuff, but I still wish Joy went with the standard US keyboard layout that we are used to. And of course, aside from regular word processing, students nowadays will also have to do some content creation, so we can't skip tests involving basic content creation. We'll be seeing how it will handle some simple video editing and basic image manipulation. Of course, we don't expect the Intel Celeron processor here to handle Premiere Pro or After Effects, so we went with something much lighter. That would be the TikTok Jianying app. It is the lightest and simplest video editor we have seen thus far, but it is sufficiently well stocked in terms of features. Editing a FHD video clip, the experience was smooth and fully acceptable. We did speed up the footage here, but the overall user experience is still very usable. So yeah, based on what we have seen, the Joy Classmate 10 is capable of some basic content creation. The CPU might struggle a little, but it works. We are only looking at usability, so while it might not be the fastest or smoothest experience, it is good enough for students to churn out some basic video or photos for their classwork. Now, since we're on the topic of content creation, we do want to highlight the storage situation on the Joy Classmate 10. It comes with a 256GB SATA SSD, which is probably a bit small, but there's also a built-in 128GB of eMMC storage, which in total should be more than enough for most people. For schoolwork, I think this combination is more than adequate. If paired with cloud storage, say OneDrive, you would have more than sufficient room for your entire school year, and maybe more if you aren't a hoarder. We don't expect you to just work on the Joy Classmate 10, some entertainment to loosen up is definitely necessary. Will the Classmate 10 also be a good friend 10 and serve up some good old fun times? Well, YouTube definitely works fine, no doubt about that. And maybe we want to do a bit of gaming. I mean, playing with your classmates is just as important as learning with them, right? I saw my cousin talking about this game called Fortnite, so we fired it up. Apparently it is what kids are into nowadays. Well, after looking at how it runs on the Joy Classmate 10, I wouldn't call this gaming, but at least we managed to get it up and running. So I guess that counts. Hello everyone, so yeah, this is the episode 128 of PokdeLIVE, and today it will be another news recap because yeah, I have some things to play with like this, but I can't really have much to share about it yet. But yeah, so let's go through the news recap today, I guess. Thanks you guys for joining us. Dah 4 tahun kita bersama. 128 is 4 tahun meh? No lah, it's like 2 years plus. 3 years are nearly, right? Because 50... Oh, using follow age. Can't see your follow age result, eh? That's odd. Usually you can see. So, yep, this is our 128 episode and we're gonna do another news recap. But I think the first thing that we should do is that they follow age. Yeah, I think because it's not a gaming video creator page, so can't really do all those commands and stuff. You guys can't send me stars either, so yeah. So if we try to transition into a gaming video creator, we can do that, but unfortunately our videos will disappear after like a month. That's actually what I was trying to do with, you know, the other page, the Pokde.net live page. So that was a gaming video creator page, but unfortunately, if you upload a PokdeLIVE, let's say we do a PokdeLIVE on that platform, on that page, the video will get deleted after about a month, which is not exactly great because we want to keep an archive of our PokdeLIVEs. Now that we're actually doing on YouTube, we might consider doing it again, but yeah, I don't think that the benefits is actually that big. The main advantage would probably be that we can stream at 1080p 60 instead of, you know, our current 720p 60. Bila we nak terbawa I pergi Genting? Actually, kalau nak naik Genting, I think anytime can because it's like not that far actually for me. It's like an hour, I guess, of driving. Yeah, but I only will drive to GPO lah. Then after that, we can take the, what's that thing called? The skylift thing up to the main part of Genting. So yeah, I think let's get into it. Oh yeah, we should announce the giveaway winner first. The giveaway winner is Muhammad Saifuddin. Congratulations, you have won yourself last week's giveaway prize. I actually don't remember what it is, but yeah, congrats. Long time tak pergi Genting. Yeah, I haven't been to Genting since the first or second MCO, I think. So yeah, it's been quite some time. Actually, I think the first time I went there was after the first MCO. Yeah, I don't exactly remember, but I remember my first experience was I actually used the wrong road up into Genting. So after going to Bukit Tinggi, which was also a mistake because I thought Bukit Tinggi was in Klang. This is a story I tell a lot, but yeah. So I thought Bukit Tinggi was in Klang, and so I went to Bukit Tinggi. Apparently it's in Pahang. So yeah, kind of odd. But then had a pretty good time there. Walked around that fake French town. Yeah, I think it's a French or Italian town. After walking around there, then came back down. It was kind of jammed, so Google Maps suggested another route, and I took that route. And I missed a corner and accidentally went all the way up to Genting Premium Outlets. So yeah, that was my very first experience going up to Genting. Then my second experience, I went with my friends. Yeah, that was a bit longer. We went all the way up to the main building, was the casino area. Yeah, that was also quite some time ago. I think since the first or second MCU, I don't really remember already. But yeah, I keep getting distracted. So yeah, let's get on with the news recap. This is actually the last news I want to share with you guys, but yeah, let's start from behind. So if you guys have been seeing our current news, so Apple 5G modems are being made at TSMC for 2023 iPhones. So the thing with iPhones today is that while they make their own chipsets, their modems are actually sourced. Wait, I haven't transitioned yet, right? Yeah, I haven't transitioned. My bad. So yeah, the 5G modems are actually made by Qualcomm. So they are Qualcomm designs which are good, but you know, they're not made by Apple. And I think what Apple is trying to do right now is that they want to really transition all the way from relying on other suppliers to something that they can control themselves. So I think this should be the next step for them, because yeah, I mean, they actually bought Intel's modem division, so Intel has left the modem business. Previously, if you guys know, they used to make smartphone chipsets as well. Didn't really turn out well, the Intel Atom chips, because yeah, they were running the x86 processors trying to run ARM code, so they had to translate the code, and that was kind of costly. So yeah, performance was not great, it ran hot, and efficiency was also quite bad. So now the modems are being used by Apple. I think it should be a lot more interesting, because Apple, they have proven that they are very good at making the ARM processors. They have made all the way to their laptops now. So we'll see what they'll do with the modems. But I think the most interesting thing is that apparently the first generation of Apple 5G modems will be a separate chip. So if you guys remember, previously 5G modems were not part of the chipset, and they were actually a separate part, a separate modem by itself, separate chip. So nowadays it's integrated into SoC with the Snapdragon 888. That's what they are doing. But with previous chips like the Snapdragon 855 with 5G and Snapdragon 865 5G, they actually have it separate. And with the separation, it actually allows Apple to choose whether they want to use their own modem or they want to use Qualcomm's modem. Let's say like in regions where maybe Apple's modem is not developed for their network support yet, they can use a Qualcomm modem for that. And that's pretty much, I think, what Qualcomm was doing. So with the Snapdragon 855, they actually had an integrated modem, but if you wanted 5G, you could add on an extra 5G modem. That was, I think, used by the S10 5G, because yeah, they had a 5G phone, but very few phones actually did that. Most of them just went with 4G for the 855. Before 865, Qualcomm apparently made it mandatory to have the separate X55 5G modem, and that was apparently part of the issue whereby Snapdragon 865 phones were actually running quite warm, because apparently separate 5G modems are less efficient compared to having the modem in the chipset itself. So yeah, but obviously we have seen with some phones, like for example the Poco F2 Pro, they actually handled the temperatures very well. And with this year, we actually see it getting worse, even though they integrated the modem. So it's not really such a big issue, I think, but definitely it will be affecting the efficiency of it, because it is a known issue. But let's see what Apple will do to alleviate that, because by the time they intend to use the Apple 5G modems, it's supposed to be 2023, and by 2023 we'll probably be on 3nm processors, and Apple would probably have managed to get even more efficiency out of the chipsets. And with better efficiency, you generally get lower temperatures, because you can lower the power consumption, which is generally what translates to the higher heat output of the processors. So hopefully they can prevent the iPhones from being too hot in 2023. But yeah, this is something that we definitely have to see how they will go about this, because yeah, I think Apple should sooner or later start to consider getting a foundry for themselves, or maybe, you know, just buy TSMC's capacity and lock it to themselves like exclusivity, so that, you know, they don't have to worry about chip supply issues. I mean, that's pretty much what they're currently enjoying with TSMC, but still, they are apparently forced to cut down supply of their iPads to transfer that production capacity towards making iPhone chips. So yeah, still not fully insulated from it, but if they buy, let's say, a foundry for themselves, I think they should be fine. And I think they should have the money for that. I mean, they are like $1 trillion company right now, right? Hi Saifuddin. Saifuddin, you win a giveaway minggu ni, Saifuddin. Tanya. Drive sampai atas lah, Syok. Drive sampai atas, I never tried. I heard the jalan is kind of bengkak-bengkok. So, yeah. But yeah, if you can go Genting, I think can go someday. Can go there, take some photos, right? Long time never go up there. But I think probably not this season, good, because it's like very rainy now. Not really safe. And the next bit also on 5G is that the Digital Nasional Berhad, which is the SPV intended to accelerate 5G rollout in Malaysia, is apparently only going to charge telcos less than 20 cents per gigabyte when it comes to the wholesale agreement thing that they have to do right now. Because if you guys are unaware, DNB rolled out the infrastructure for 5G, while telcos now just only have to purchase their 5G access in wholesale amounts from DNB, and apparently they're going to be charged at 20 cents per gig, which is very reasonable, I think, because according to our finance minister, 5G access at 20 cents is actually like less than half of what telcos have to pay for their 4G networks. I mean, to operate and maintain their 4G networks. So I think 20 cents is very reasonable, and hopefully we will be seeing more affordable plans. So apparently, according to the finance minister, 4G costs telcos like 45 to 55 cents per gig, and in a year they'll be spending about 1 billion per year if they tried to maintain their own 5G network. So earlier the 45 cents to 55 cents was for 4G, and if they tried to create their own 5G network, they develop their own 5G network and maintain it, it'll be 1 billion per year. But instead, with DNB, they'll be only paying about 350 to 450 million a year, which is like one third to half of the price, and I think that's a pretty good deal. Hopefully, our telcos will transfer these savings to us, because I've been using a 5G phone for more than a year. I do hope that I can get to use 5G on it before, my phone dies. So yeah. So what DNB is supposed to do is by next year, they'll be inking long-term contracts with the telcos. Hopefully by then, we'll get to see 5G services being offered by telcos at reasonable prices, because 20 cents per gig. I hope they don't try to overcharge us. I don't exactly know how much the plans will end up costing, because obviously 20 cents is cost. You have to factor in other costs as well, which will inflate the price in the end. But yeah, I think it should be quite affordable, especially when our finance minister has come up with this number saying that 4G is going to cost them this much and 5G is going to cost half of that. So yeah. And the next one, GTA Remaster is so bad, Rockstar is giving the original games for free. So if you guys were online recently, I think you guys would have seen the memes of the GTA Remasters. So the GTA Remasters were apparently really, really bad. I mean, the graphics, to be honest, when I look at some of those posts that they did on the remasters, the GTA Remaster actually looks worse than the original game. I mean, yeah, the original game's graphics looks dated, but then the newer ones are like mobile game graphics, which kind of makes sense because GTA is currently a mobile game as well. You can get GTA San Andreas and I think Vice City on your phone, but for them to call it a remaster is definitely kind of odd when you actually look to have downgraded the graphics. So, because it is running so bad, along with a lot of other bugs aside from graphics, because yeah, I'm a graphics guy. I actually like to play games with good graphics over good gameplay, so yeah, don't judge me on that. But yeah, so all the bugs are also apparently still there. Bugs from the original games and new bugs introduced by the remasters are also there. So I think Rockstar has decided to give out the original games to people who purchased the GTA Trilogy remaster. So apparently a lot of people actually misunderstood when we published this article. I think especially on Instagram, they thought that the game was free, but no, it's actually only free for people who purchased the GTA Trilogy remaster. So yeah, if you did, then you can claim the original games for free to play it if you want. Although I don't really know how well they'll play on, modern hardware, because, some games, they don't exactly support our latest hardware anymore. Or you can say the other way around, our latest hardware don't support oldest games anymore. So yeah. But anyway, if you want to play the original games, you can now, if you bought the trilogy, that is. But obviously they do plan on fixing the bugs and hopefully improving the original game. But I mean, not the original game, the remastered games. So yeah, fingers crossed that they'll do a good job. If you're not so lucky, you end up with a dead game. If you're lucky, you might end up something with like No Man's Sky, where the game actually turned out to be pretty good in the end. But yeah, they got all the bad press. It's kind of hard to come back when you have that much bad press against you. I mean, I personally haven't played the game, but apparently according to reviews and other online comments, they're actually saying that the game has improved a lot. So yeah, I was expecting I can enjoy. Shit, here we go again, but too bad the game is just terrible. I don't know, I just looked at the memes and it's like, the hell is this shit? It looks disgusting. Some of the characters look like kid versions of themselves. It's so weird. Did you buy the game though? So, Seaway. What's Seaway? Is that a cheat in GTA? Because I don't actually play GTA. I haven't played GTA, to be honest. I only got GTA 5 when it was free on Epic Games, and I think I played like an hour of it, but yeah, I never played anymore. I don't know, not really my kind of game. So yeah, the next bit about games as well is that Halo Infinite aim assist is reportedly dividing the fan base. So I think aim assist is something that always divides the fan base of any game, because usually they're available to console players or controller players. When you play on PC with a keyboard and mouse, you don't get that. But yeah, some games they do it well, some games not so much, and apparently Halo Infinite, they're saying that the aim assist is not good enough, whereby it's actually making the game a lot harder for people who are playing on the consoles. So that's kind of a bummer, because it's supposed to be the other way around. People playing on consoles have it an easier time. So I guess they're not used to it, because we play on PC and we don't get aim assist. But yeah, anyway, so aim assist is not available to PC gamers at all, even if you use a controller. So that's kind of a good thing. But I'm not really sure whether there is crossplay, because if there's crossplay, definitely PC gamers who don't have aim assist with a mouse and keyboard will probably have a good time against controller users who don't have good aim assist. So I do believe that aim assist will be being fixed, and apparently some gamers are saying that the time to kill, which is the time you need to actually gun down a person, compensates for the poor aim assist. But yeah, I haven't played the game. And if you want to try it out for yourself, you can actually try out Halo Infinite, because it's actually free on Steam. Currently the multiplayer portion is free, and you can play it already right now, with the story part of the game being launching on 8 December this year. So yeah, you still have like I think a week, and then you can play the story. I haven't played any Halo games. I might download Halo Infinite because I do quite like the look of the armor. I mean, look at this, man. I think it looks quite nice, but I never played Halo. So yeah, we have a resident Halo fan, I guess, our friend Said Hassan, who is currently COVID positive, so yeah, pray for him. But yeah, he's probably playing the game and he'll probably give us a review on that game, so yeah, stay tuned for that. Free game claim je tapi tak main. Yeah, I think, yeah, now currently on Epic Games, I think the Hunter Call of the Wild is free. So yeah, if you want to claim a free game that is relatively good, I guess. I don't know whether it's actually good. I know my friend likes to play it, so I think it could be good. Maybe if you like hunting animals, it could be good. I like hunting people, so yeah. But yeah, there are free games, and I think Epic Games is gonna have a few more great games coming up, like Dead by Daylight or something. I heard my friends talking about it. So yeah, look forward to that. Speaking of free games, the PS Plus December 2021 games might have been revealed, and yeah, may have been revealed, so it's not exactly confirmed. But what's apparently coming is gonna be Heavenly Bodies, which is a pretty interesting game. Now, apparently this is a relatively new game, so we aren't really sure whether it's actually the case whereby this will actually be the free game. But yeah, as usual, PS Plus will have free games, and we will be publishing the article on the actual free games when they are announced. But yeah, So apparently this is the free game, and I think it looks quite interesting. If you guys want to watch the trailer, we can watch it together, because I did watch a little bit and I found it kind of cool. So it sort of reminds me of like what they call it, Gravity, the movie, Heavenly Bodies. Yeah, so apparently you can play around without gravity and you have to fix your space shuttle thing. Yeah, it's like Among Us but without the killing, I guess. Because yeah, Among Us, actually the main objective is to fix the shuttle and not die from your friends. Looks kind of fun though. Look at the fella just dangling around like free body. Yeah, no gravity, free body lah kan. And yeah, apparently you can detach yourself from the spaceship and just float away into nothingness. Yeah, it's one of those relaxing games, you know, you can just, you know, when you are feeling a bit stressed out, I guess, you can play it. I don't know whether you end up more stressed. The looks of the game is quite relaxing, so yeah. Anyway, that's about it for this week's news recap. I think there's nothing much else I want to highlight. Oh yeah, we did publish an article on, you know, how to choose your first vacuum cleaner. So if you're interested on choosing your first vacuum cleaner, you can definitely check out this guide, because yeah, we put quite a lot of energy and effort into it to make sure that you can pick out something that will meet your needs. Because yeah, I mean, vacuum robots are not something that we are really familiar with. I mean, my colleague iForce Who here, he is very familiar with it, so yeah. But I myself not really sure what to do with the vacuum cleaner. I don't even know what they actually can do. Like for example, we have a Xiaomi one that can do all kinds of weird stuff, including like, you know, map out your whole office and split it into different areas so they can clean a certain area specifically and such. But yeah, if you want to choose your first vacuum cleaner, this is the guide for you. It even breaks it down, you know, to what criteria you should look for when you're choosing out your first vacuum cleaner. So yeah, if you guys want to check out your vacuum cleaner to save you some time and, you know, save you some effort from cleaning the house, do check out this article. And that's it for this week's PokdeLIVE. Our news recap is done this week. We will be back next week to announce the giveaway winner of the next week's prize. And Muhammad Saifuddin, I don't know whether you have replied, PM'd us your details. So if you haven't, make sure to PM us your details and we'll process your prize for you. Yep. Seaway for car can run on water. Oh, I think I saw memes of people doing that. I only know that one cheat they call hot coffee, I think. It's for something right? Yeah, that's the only one I heard my friends talking about last time. Hola, Kurt Stylo. Hola. So yeah, thank you guys for joining us this week. We'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.